Hi ladies, it's Beth from Be Styled and it's time for Tipsy Tuesday. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Today, I'm talking about one of the most commonly used compliments that I hear in my style system groups when people are complimenting an outfit. That I think is like the goal. When I talk about just get dressed, I think this is kind of one of the goals, among other things. First, I should tell you who I am. I'm Beth from Be Styled if you're new here, and I help women 40, 50, 60, 70, and beyond just get dressed by leveraging the must-do everyday thing of putting clothes on our body, leveraging that to feel more confident, to feel more beautiful, happier, more productive, and show up better and in a bigger, brighter way. So that's who I am. Thank you for joining. And but as I was saying, today I want to talk about the whole compliment of calling somebody pulled together. Wow, she looks, when you see somebody on the street, and it could be a man or a woman, you think, wow, that person looks really put together, really sharp, pulled together. Like, what elements go into that? And I have majorly three, and then a fourth bonus kind of tip that we can all use to try to look a little more pulled together when we just get dressed. Okay? Because you might see that person on the street, again, it could be a man or a woman, and think, wow, they look pulled together. And you might not even particularly like their outfit. You might not have the same style taste as them, but there's just something about them that you think, wow, they really look pulled together. So how do you do that? Let's begin with the number one thing, and also kind of the most boring. It reminds me of my mother. Like or all of our mothers, like when we were younger, and that is fit. The clothes have to fit, and it's so easy for us to get caught up in, but I really like it, and it's close enough, and it's a great deal, and it's on sale, and it's the last one. They don't have my size, so I'll just get this size, and it's good enough. Try not to do that. I know we all do that, and I think about back in the day when I would shop with my mother when I was a young girl, and I would want something so badly, and she'd be like, Beth, it doesn't fit you. Like, she used to do that. Remember the arm test, the hug test? And I'd be like, but it's fine. I don't do that with my arms. I don't need to do that with my arms. I like it. It doesn't come in any other sizes. I want it. Listen, we are all grown-ups now. We all know when something, you kind of know intellectually, we're at our age, if something fits you or it doesn't. And it's easy to get lazy and to settle. And that's number one, your clothes have to fit. If you're going to look pulled together and polished, your clothes have to fit. I'm not going to get into the details of fit. I could do that another time, or if you have any questions, we can talk about it. But two of the main areas that I see a problem with fit. One is length of pants being usually too long. And one of my own, I don't like a lot of rules, but one of my pet peeves is when the pant leg pools around your feet, around your booties or your shoe, and there's like all this extra fabric. That they're too long. You gotta do something about that. You gotta get them hemmed, you gotta cuff them, you gotta turn them under if you don't want to cuff, and that would work. So pant length is huge. Sleeve length is huge, especially for you petites. I know you're underserved, and it's so hard to find. If the sleeves on a jacket especially, or a shirt that you can't cuff, if they're just too big and too long, it doesn't work. It's not worth it. You got to find it at the top in a petite, or leave it on the rack, or take it to your tailor. We have become I know I'm guilty of expecting things to fit us off the rack. And the reality is, unless you have a body where it does fit you off the rack 9 times out of 10, sometimes you're going to have it tailored, or you're going to have to cuff and do things to make it fit you better. But it's got to, if a jacket doesn't fit you in the shoulders, it's not going to look right. And there's a difference between silhouette and fit. You might like an oversized silhouette, like a casual, I love it too, a casual oversized silhouette. That doesn't mean just taking a shirt you like and buying it in a larger size. It needs to be the right size in the right silhouette. So, there are oversized sweaters and jackets everywhere right now. You want to buy it, you got to get it in the right size, and it'll have that oversized look, but not going to be completely off by buying just buying things the wrong size. All right, you're not going to solve the problem by buying bigger things. And that brings me to my third thing when it comes to fit, is very few of us are going to be accused of buying things that are too tight. You know, we don't do that. Our generation, our what's the word? Our demographic isn't going out and buying things necessarily that are too small. We're buying things that are too big. I see it all the time, and a lot of it comes down to wanting to cover up, wanting to be comfortable. You can be comfortable, you can flatter your body without going oversized and big and covering up. Because as I talk about all the time, covering up things that you want to not show generally just makes everything look bigger. So things have to fit. They don't have to be tight. They don't have to be fitted. You could have a loose fitting top that still fits you, but you know, it needs to fit you correctly. So fit is number one, and don't settle. Okay, and think about your sleeve length and your pant length. Those are two of the biggest issues. Okay, number two is flatter, and by flatter I mean you're going to think about your personal characteristics, your body type, your coloring, and almost most importantly, your style aesthetic. I talk about your 3 style words. What are those 3 style words? You want your outfit to be in line with that, so that you're not trying to be something that you're not, just to chase a trend or to copy something you saw on Instagram. You want your looks to be authentic and true to your 3 style words. So come up, if you haven't already, you need to come up with your 3 style words. Not 2, not 1, not 10, but 3. 3 is a really good number when it comes to this, because this way they work together. You could have something that only fits 2, and that's okay. But it narrows things down. Okay, but when we talk about things like body type and coloring, the other thing I want to caution you is to I love the Pablo Picasso quote that says to learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. So yes, you do want to learn, you want to know your body type, and you want to know some guidelines that relate to your body type and your coloring. And that's so helpful because it narrows down all the choices. But what you don't want to do is become a slave to that and become so stuck on these guidelines. Okay, I'm this shape, so I can't wear this, I should wear this, and then you go or I'm this seasonal color, so I can't wear black, I can't wear white, so I'm gonna throw all my black and white away. When it comes to those kind of guidelines, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It helps when you're buying new things to be more critical and to think about those guidelines, but they're not hard. There are very few hard and fast rules that, and if you get too hung up on that, you're going to lose all the fun. Because at the end of the day, all this that we're talking about is just fun. It's not life and death. There are no style police that are going to be looking at you thinking, wow, that doesn't, people don't think that way. They don't. They maybe do in our minds, but they don't. And if they do, then the heck with them, right? You don't care about those people. So again, learn the rules, the guidelines for your body type and your coloring. I always talk about the color guru. It's yourcolorguru.com. Jeannie is fantastic. And if you have no idea what colors are best for you, she will help you. Again, it's yourcolorguru.com. I have a 10% coupon code, Be Styled. And when it comes to body type, there's so much information on the internet. I have, for my people in my private groups each season, I have a body type kind of course that they have access to that goes through each of the main body types and gives guidelines. But at the end of the day, work with what you have. Focus on accentuating what you love about your body and flattering and downplaying the areas that you don't love, and then have fun, and then just get dressed. Okay, so that's number one about there. So under flatter, we have your body type, your coloring, and then your personal style. Those are the 3 things you're going to think about when you're thinking about an outfit being flattering. Okay. let's see, I had a couple examples. You know, I'm going to come back to the examples. I'm going to just go through these tips. The final one, and really the most fun one, when it comes to looking pulled together, which is the goal that we're talking about today. After you know your clothes fit, after you know they basically flatter you and your coloring, the finishing touches are so important. So important. And that's where you can have fun. And this is where I get the most questions. You know, people are looking for all the, like a checklist of, okay, when do I cuff my pants? When do I roll my sleeves? When do I layer necklaces? When do I wear hoop earrings versus stud earrings? Everybody, you know, we all want those rules like laid out. You know, it'd be great if we could. And I could probably spend, you know, weeks, months coming up with a 100-page guide that said, okay, for all these scenarios. But by the time I wrote it all down and delivered it to you, everything would have changed. And it's so don't get caught up in trying to answer all those questions to a T. Instead, here's my advice. My advice is just try it. Okay? When it comes to those little finishing touches, it doesn't cost you anything to stand in front of a mirror and do a little half tuck on your shirt and then untuck it and look in the mirror, or better yet, take a selfie, mirror selfie, and say, which do I like better? Which do I think looks better? Which just to my eye looks better? That's the easiest way to decide. You know, put on a couple necklaces. And then if you're like, ooh, no, those just, I don't like the way that looks, start taking them off and put different ones on and just look in the mirror or take a picture and decide. But you want to know the answers. People want to know the answers. But if you don't try different things, how are you ever going to know? Because there are no rules to any of this. There really aren't. There are guidelines and there are rules of thumb, but my advice is just try it. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take any time to just try different things when you're getting dressed. And if you're not feeling confident, if you feel like, well, I don't know what's the right way, then that's where my groups come in so handy. I mean, we're in the fall style system right now. So lots of topics, lots of people, women will post a picture of them in an outfit and they'll say, do you like it better tucked or untucked? Do you like it better with the belt or without the belt? Do you like my jeans cuffed or uncuffed? And it's such a great tool because you're not asking your mother or your sister or your girlfriend. You know, your sister's might tell you, you know, it looks awful no matter what, you know, depending on your relationship, right? I don't have sisters, or she or your friend's going to tell you it looks great no matter what. Whereas in my group, we are kind, but we're honest and we're helpful. And, you know, I'm in there and there are so many women who've become kind of my armchair pros who will say, you know what, the one on the left is not working, try this, or the one on the right is so much better. Do you see why? And having these anonymous, these people that you have we become emotionally attached, but you know what I mean? They're strangers. They're not related to you. You're not going to ever, they'll give you their true, honest opinion, and it's helpful. Another thing to do if you're not sure about the styles and, you know, do I scrunch my sleeves? Do I fold the sleeves? How long should my pants be? Go on the interweb and go to a retailer whose style aesthetic is in line with yours, whether it's Talbot's or Banana Republic or Nordstrom. And go to items, whether it's jeans that you're wondering about lengths and go and look at like their top sellers. Look at reviews and things like that, and that will tell you, you know, what's current and what's in style, and that will help you. It'll help train your eye. It's like exercise, right? Of course, you can always look at, you know, influencers and bloggers. That's another great way to get that information. But what you don't want to do is just try to constantly copy, see something that you like and think, well, I need to have that. Go back to does it fit you? Does it flatter you? Is it in line with your personal style goals? And what do you have in your closet that's similar if you love it so much? And how can you make what you own work by using finishing touches, by using accessories, by trying new things? Just try it. It doesn't cost anything to just try. Little minor tweaks can make a huge difference. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to show just a couple examples using things that, you know, between what I'm wearing and what I have on Dolly here. Okay, let's say, this is a perfect example. If you get my newsletter, which if you don't, you should. I publish it every Sunday. I'll add a link to sign up for it. Every Sunday I send out my weekend update that has that week's Tipsy Tuesday, the recording of it. So if you missed it, you can catch it. And it has, you know, a favorite product sometimes, a everyday outfit idea, little tips, articles I share and whatnot. This past weekend, I featured a possible Thanksgiving outfit. It was a pair of faux leather, elastic waist, pull-on pants from Peach called the Hayden pants in black, and this poncho, which is the Meri, M-E-R-I poncho. And you know, people, a lot of, and I showed it in my group too, and a lot of people just loved this poncho. It's hard to, if you saw the picture, it's one of those things that kind of looks better on the body. You know, with you know, you'd wear it with slim pants, and you know, I like it with like black pants and black booties, so you get that long, sleek bottom, and then you have this, you know, that comes in black as well, top that is more voluminous. But why it can work is because it has little details, like it doesn't have long sleeves, it has these angled sleeves similar to this sleeve. So you can show your lower arm, which, as we talk about, showing skin is usually more flattering. And it has this cross front, so it's a little shorter. Can't see it against Dolly's skin color here, but it's shorter in the front. So it can be very flattering on a lot of people. It was designed very, very well. But if you're 5 feet tall and you know very petite, or you're very petite and you have a very large chest, this probably isn't gonna be the best choice for you, right? Because but you'd have to try it is the first thing, because if you love it, maybe try it and take a picture and decide. But you don't have to just say, well, I love the way that looks on Beth, I want that same poncho. Think about, is it gonna work for you? And if it isn't, move on and think about how you could possibly get that similar, think about what you liked about it, and how could you get that similar look that would work with your figure, your style aesthetic, or what have you. And as luck would have it, I didn't even really plan this, but it came to me as I was preparing. This top I have on is similar in many ways, but different. This is called the Eve sweater. It looks like a shirt, but it's a very light knit. It's a knit. And what I love about this, and especially as it compares to the poncho, is it has this very similar sleeve detail. It's got this great angled sleeve, and it's just kind of got that same poncho, loose, airy look to it, but it's not long. It's actually quite short, right? So if I was petite, it could almost have that same poncho look without being this big long thing that made my legs look longer. You're bringing up the length. So if you're wearing your slim fitting, either like say black slim fitting jeans or ponte pants, this shorter length is going to elongate your legs. You could decide to do a teeny tiny half tuck if you wanted to, and then blouse it out and get that like V. It has, unlike Dolly, where she's got a mock neck, which is great on a lot of people. If it's not great on you, something like this, it has a beautiful open neck. It's not a deep V. It's not, it's very professional but it's not, it's showing some skin here. Okay. So that's just an example of how you can take something that you like and figure out how to make it work for you so that you look pulled together and polished and authentic to you and to what you like. Let's see. Another example of taking like a trend that you see everywhere and deciding, is it going to work for me? Are these, okay? Who has these? Maybe yours are in black. Lug sole booties, loafers. Okay, these are everywhere this season. So, maybe you're tempted to run out and get a pair, which I did, and I love them. but just because they're popular doesn't mean you have to. They might not be, you might look at them and think, well, those look like Frankenstein shoes. Those are awful. I don't like them. So don't force it, but don't completely, close your mind to it, I guess, because you're going to see them and they're going to be back. I can pretty much guarantee they are here to stay for a while. So just like, skinny jeans that we used to always say, ew, I wouldn't wear those, 10 years ago. And now it's, everyone's wearing them. It takes a while for the eye to adjust to some of these new trends. But maybe you say, maybe you say like the booty is just too much. It's just, I'm very petite. I have shorter legs, or I don't wear, I only wear skinny jeans, or I only wear leggings. These just aren't going to work for you, and that's fine. Pass on them. But if you say, well, I really want to get in on that trend, in that case, maybe, let's say you're a leggings girl and you want to get in on the lug sole look, but you wear skinny jeans and leggings because that's the best silhouette for you, and I'm all for that. All right. What about a combat? What about a lace-up booty? I guess they're called they don't really look like true. They're really just a lace-up booty, which has a side zipper, so you only have to tie them once, and then you take them off like this, because everyone's like, oh, those ties are such a pain. Well, the retailers have figured out how to fix that problem. But anyway, this gives you the lug sole look in, a different style that maybe does work, because these look great with leggings. They look great with skinny jeans, as well as straight legs and whatnot. But I guess my point is to take the trend, take the style, and figure out how to make it work for you. And ask for advice. That's what I'm here for. And if you're in my group, that's the perfect place to use as a sounding board. The fall program is going to wind down in early December. So I am offering, because we still have we have a lot of time left, it's a good, 3 weeks before that. And if you're dying to get in there, which you should be, because it's great, I have a half off code called Last Call that I'm applying to the fall program. And you can sign up for that today and jump in where we are, get all the goodness, get all the advice, and you'll also be very well set up for winter, because the winter program is going to play off a lot of the fall. Because like I've said before, you don't buy a whole new winter wardrobe, right? I mean, fall is big. Fall is a big change in the types of clothes we're wearing. And once you have your fall clothes in place, winter just becomes fun, right? It becomes cold too. You have to get the winter boots and things like that. But it's just a couple additions, for festive looks, party looks, things like that, which you probably already have. If you bought things last winter for all those parties that didn't happen, you can pull them out this winter, and the winter style system will show you how to make them work. So last other plug is, if you don't know, the men's fall and winter wardrobe planner is out and live. I've linked it above or below here. It's fantastic. It's great for your husband, your significant other, your sons, kids in their 20s, graduating, going off into the real world. It's perfect for those everyday guys. Like I've said, it's not for, your very high fashion guys who love to really play with clothes and get into the newest trends and stuff. This is going to be a big ho-hum for that kind of guy. But it's for guys like Mr. Roy in there making his lunch, and even my sons, and a lot of your husbands, I would think, and significant others. It gives them a list and a plan of essential, everyday, business casual wardrobe foundations that without those, they are going to be a hot mess when it comes to getting dressed, and if they're not current and up to date, it's just like us. It's just gonna make them feel lousy, and So anyway, I linked to it above. You can learn more about it. But it's a great foundational wardrobe for men that will work for them all fall and winter, all in one $29 program, and it gives them all the shopping links, and I keep adding to the shopping catalog, and I will continue to do that probably throughout the month. But it's basic things that he can, and he doesn't have to use a shopping catalog. You might have a favorite retailer that you use or he uses. Just take the list and go to your closet and check things off. Make sure the things that you check off, just like we do in our women's program, make sure the things you check off fit and flatter and are modern, and then fill in what's missing using your favorite retailer and using my recommendations. Let's see. Anyone else experiencing this? She can't open the links. I wonder if the links aren't live because I haven't posted this yet. Is that what you mean? I don't know what you mean by links, Rose. Is that Rose, Marie? Rose. I'll check that. It might be because I haven't posted the videos still live. Maybe the links in the description don't work yet. That's my only guess. Any other questions, ladies, before I say goodbye? I'm going to PT for the first time for my silly back. Love the quote about the rules. Yeah, Picasso, he knew what he was talking about. I think that's all. I don't think there were any questions. Lots of fun people here. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next Tuesday. And in the meantime, go just get dressed. Bye for now.